The world will run on crypto, and this is Finley Base, and I'm going to go over some XRP news, whether it's going to be declared a security or not, whether I should hold it or sell it, and that's what I'm going to go over today. I got a lawyer, a crypto lawyer. He has some information that I find very interesting, and I recommend y'all finding out who this is, and you can listen to the video yourself. So I'm going to go over with that right now. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take any word that I say about anything and spend your money on it. Do your own research, because I don't know. So let's go over the news. Here I found some information on Modern Consensus, talking about Uphold, where they're going to actually still sell XRP during the lockdown. And basically he said, the CEO of influential trading app has come to a defense of XRP Holding for being crushed by the SEC sudden decision to sue Ripple. In a powerful 8-part tweet storm, CEO of Uphold tweeted out a strongly worded promise to maintain support for XRP. The SEC lawsuit will stifle innovation, threaten the position as a leader in the cryptocurrency industry, and most of all, will harm thousands upon thousands of innocent investors. That's true. It will. But, this is investing, and people get screwed out of money all the time. And then he also wrote the harm reduction. While all but one of the major U.S. cryptocurrencies exchange, Kraken, which has maintained a radio silence, responded to the enforcement by action by suspending or delisting XRP. The CEO of the one trading platform has come out to say he will keep XRP on the books while Ripple's fight the lawsuits. Harm reduction. While all but one of major U.S.-based cryptocurrency exchanges, Kraken, which has maintained radio silence, responded to the enforcement action by suspending or delisting XRP. The CEO of trading platform has come out to say he will keep XRP on the books while Ripple fights the lawsuit. That's good. So I'm going to definitely get my Uphold account squared away. I've used it before, but I got to log back on. He thought some of the charges the SEC had leveled against Ripple CEO Backhouse and executive chairman Chris Larsen, personal sale of what the agency said was 600 million XRP, may have merit. In this case, it was seen that in pursuit of some individuals for what may have been a violation, but basically for an amount totaling 1.34 billion, you invoke billions of dollars of losses for completely innocent folks. Doesn't seem to be in pursuit of protecting at least those consumers. I mean, that's true for sure. The Ripple CTO David Schwartz complained that many cryptocurrencies like Ripple has well organized like Coin Center have been lobbying regulators not so much to change the law but to clarify it. In the 2-year-old interview, Schwartz asked the SEC, tell us what it is that we need to do that someone doesn't come down 2 years later and say, hey, what you're doing completely open and completely transparent for the last 4 years was illegal from day one, and you should have known that. And at the time he added that Ripple did not want to be in the position of having to say. So he also said, we meet with you like every week about what we're doing, and now you're telling us we should have realized 4 years ago that it was fundamentally and completely illegal? That doesn't make any sense. That's true, does it? So let's go a little bit further and see if we can figure this out. So I come across this tweet as Haley Lemon. Follow her on Twitter. You know who it is at risk? if XRP is considered a security, every exchange that lists XRP. So then I go to the next thing is modern consensus. Coinbase sued for selling XRP. The $10 million lawsuit, which seeks classification status, follows the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission lawsuit against Ripple for selling XRP, which the agency claims is unregistered security. So this is not, they're not being sued by the SEC. They're being sued by somebody else. So the suit against Coinbase was filed by attorney Benjamin on behalf of plaintiff Thomas Sandoval, who said bought XRP on the exchange. So basically, if they win, so we can all go back and sue Coinbase for selling us securities, I guess. I mean, doesn't that make sense? If they win, why would we all win? So, but anyways, hopefully nobody's going to have to do that. 7 more cryptocurrency changes announced plans to list XRP on December 30th, including Bittrex as of January 15, and Binance US begin on January 13th. The main Binance exchange, which does not serve the U.S. clients, has not announced plan to list XRP. That's because it's traded all over the world. So, in a December 22nd letter to employees, Garden House claimed that he and Larson had turned down offers to settle this separately, but had no intention of doing so, he said. We will aggressively fight and prove our case. Through this case, we will get clear rules of the road for the industry here in the U.S. We are not only on the right side of the law, but we will be on the right side of history. So let's go on to the next one. SEC victory in Ripple case would render XRP untradeable, market pros say. So this is basically going over the same info that they're being sued. And this is just another article talking about them being sued. And basically they're going over exchanges and stuff right here. But down here, to be clear, delisting would be an intermediate term risk for XRP, but it's far more fait accompli. So let's look at these words. Fait accompli is...
Fait accompli.
Fait accompli. The thing that has already happened or been decided for those affected hear about it and leave them with no option but to accept it. The odds XRP gets delisted on the XSC developments are low. The news represents, in my opinion, short-term noise as far as price goes, said trader and analyst Alex Kruger. I don't think it should be underperformed for a while longer. Market participants are very concerned about the XRP SEC news and possibly delisting, and we've seen a lot of top buyers. So, the Ripple's argument. This is on Investopedia. Crypto company Ripple faces SEC lawsuit. It's the same news we already had throughout the other stuff we already told you. But this is Ripple's counter argument. For its part, Ripple has stated that XRP is a fully functional ecosystem and a real use case as a bridge currency that does not rely on Ripple efforts for its functionality or price. The CEO, Garden House, also cited the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network in 2015 with Ripple, which the agency settled with the company for violating anti-money laws and Bacon Security Acts laws. So, and then it says, and also the CEO took aim at Department SEC characterized action as a broadside against the entire crypto industry. Political slant of the tweets is notable because he had earlier said the incoming administration would be friendlier to cryptocurrencies than the current one. So it's like with Jay Clayton filed the lawsuit for XRP, for Ripple, the day before he checked out of office. So I want to just see if he didn't do them a favor. You know, everybody's saying that, some people saying he's a bad person, and some people saying maybe this is on purpose. But I mean, it says right there, administration will be friendlier to cryptocurrencies than the current one. So maybe he just didn't pretty much settle on it for the last 4 years because it probably wouldn't have been good for them. I don't know. But anyways, that's what I'm just thinking. But let's go over here with FinCEN. So this is a Financial Crime Enforcement Network, and this is an official website of the United States government. And it's just basically going over that they sued them and said that they didn't basically file with the Financial Crime Network. I guess you have to do that before you start selling. But in here on the website it says, by acting as a money service businesses and selling its virtual currency known as XRP. What? Virtual currency? That really just, I mean, this is on the government website, so I know it hasn't declared it, but it says it right there. Let's go on to the next one. And this is on Crypto Law Insider. Crypto Law Insider. And this is another thing we're going over. This website, Ripple likely sold XRP in an unregistered security offense. This website's kind of funny because, you know, basically going over the Howey test and basically saying it fails it and stuff like that. And also he's talking trash about Chris Giancarlo, the former chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, published a paper arguing that Ripple is not a security. So, but he's talking trash about him, but I looked him up. This is also J. Christopher Giancarlo. He was 13th chairman of the United States Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Was sworn in CFTC Commissioner on June 16, 2014. That's what I said. So he was basically under the last president. What's his name? I forgot. I'm having a stroke. Oh my God. Obama. So he was basically signed for Obama in 2014, basically. So that's why I said Jay Clayton may have waited until they would have a good settlement, but who knows. Gino is famous for helping establish the GFTC's stance that Bitcoin and Ether are not securities. So it would seem that he is right about the person by making this case. The only trouble is that Giancarlo is no longer working for the CFTC. He is now in private practice. Not only that, but he is also currently working for a law firm that is on Ripple's payroll. Given the clear conflicts of interest here, before reading the paper, I prepared myself to suspect some bias. However, I never could have imagined how bad it would be. So this is funny because he's basically talking trash about this guy the whole time. And I understand somebody that used to work for the SEC is not there anymore, but now they're working for Ripple's lawsuit. And I understand how that would lean the other way, but hopefully that helps them. But he's talking trash about this the whole time, saying that they failed the Howey test and all this stuff. But down at the bottom of it, it says, what does this mean for crypto law insiders? The fact that Ripple has gone unscathed thus far is, in my opinion, a testament to how corrupt the SEC enforcement system is. Rich and powerful enough, you can pretty much get away with anything. All you have to do is play by the unofficial rules of the game. These rules are: 1. Hire as many former SEC, CFTC, and FinCEN staffers as possible. Hire big law firms to write a legal briefs like the one reviewed in this article. Donate money to politicians who look favor in your venture, and have those same experts and politicians lobby regulators behind closed doors on your behalf. Do that, and you're untouchable. Ripple's now the third largest cryptocurrency by value, and they've got their hooks in all the right places. They may get a slap on the wrist and at some point, but otherwise they're safe. Don't get me wrong, the slap on the wrist could be like $10 million, and most importantly, they will face no criminal implications. This is pretty funny. Basically talking trash and then basically saying they passed the Howey test and then say that they're rich basically, and they pretty much did all these things that will help in the future, which, that's kind of how it works. Let's go now to the lawyer. So this is, I think you should all go follow this guy. It's Legal Briefs, and he's a YouTube guy, and he's I guess he's a lawyer. SEC versus Ripple and its effects on XRP and other coin issuers. It's a good video. So I'm just going to play this just so y'all can hear it.
The weekend I had a couple hours of free time. Yes, I get find some free time sometimes. And I found out some really interesting things. Let me start by dispelling a narrative that I have seen online that the SEC lawsuit will somehow lead to greater clarity for the crypto or XRP community. In fact, in order to understand what is likely to happen to Ripple and XRP, you have to understand what the SEC does and doesn't do. The SEC does its job primarily in two ways. First, as an administrative body, it makes rules related to securities, and this is what I think many people are thinking of when they say we need more clarity related to the crypto blockchain business. They are thinking that the SEC will release a rule that lays out how a cryptocurrency can be bought and sold and what the companies are supposed to do. Now, I went to the SEC website and it has a page which talks about its rule-making process, and let's take a look.
Anyways, this is basically he's going over just saying basically the SEC decides on the rules, but they also doing litigation and stuff like that. So they don't decide the rules during litigation, basically. So the rules will be a separate order, so they can't decide it all on the same thing. So them getting sued is not going to clear that. But
now let's take a look. And what did I tell you earlier about reviewing a lawsuit? Start at the end and look at the prayer for relief and see exactly what the plaintiff is asking for. So let's take a look. Roman numeral 1, the SEC asks for an order that Ripple stops selling XRP. That is primarily what is being asked for. 2, the SEC asks for disgorgement, which is a gross-sounding way of saying giving back the money made by the sale of XRP. Now, who would the money be disgorged to? The buyers of XRP. Now, the third request is essentially the same as the first, and Roman numeral 4 is again asking for money, this time as a penalty. Now, when I read the prayer for relief a second time this weekend, something jumped out at me, and that is under federal law, you can request something called a declaratory judgment, and a declaratory judgment requests or asks for an order clarifying something. Like you can ask for a declaratory judgment clarifying a contractual provision. In immigration court, you can clarify an individual's legal status, or in this case, possibly a declaration that XRP is a security and not a currency. So I looked at it and I said, where's the request for a declaratory judgment in the Ripple lawsuit? It's not there. Now, understand that in a lawsuit, a judge cannot grant something that is not requested. The omission of a request for declaratory judgment tells me that the SEC is not after XRP. They don't want, for whatever reason, something saying XRP is a security. All they want is to punish or maybe to enforce the law as to Ripple and the other two defendants. In other words, the effect of a verdict in this case will be minimal as to XRP. In fact, it would have almost no effect whatsoever, except as to how it affects Ripple. So, our worst case scenario has now gotten much better, I think.
oh yes, so that's what I like to hear.
But as you know, my thesis on the situation is that Ripple would be smart and want to reach a settlement, and that a trial and a verdict is not likely. So I thought to myself, well, what would a settlement look like? because I always want to dig deeper in these things. So in my practice, if I was advising a client, I would try to find prior settlements between persons like my client and the plaintiff. And guess what? We have a settlement we can look at in the public record in the case of SEC versus Paragon Coin. And let's go ahead and take a look. Now, the Paragon Coin case was much more of a slam dunk case than the Ripple case, of course. There wasn't much of a fight that the defendants apparently put up, or they didn't really have the resources. I'm not sure, but it was a completely different situation than the Ripple litigation. So let's look at the settlement that was reached first. In paragraph 50B, the defendant is required to set up claim forms for people who bought the Paragon coins so that the profits could be paid back to them and have those claims monitored by the SEC. Next, jumping down to paragraph A, the settlement orders that Paragon Inc. cease violating the securities laws. Part B there requires the payment of penalties in the amount of $250,000. Again, just like in the Ripple lawsuit, there is nothing here that would be seen as a declaration or anything creating any precedent as to whether XRP out in the wild is a currency. It only reflects what Paragon did and mainly requires them to stop that activity and give back the money that was made. Now, the big question is, what effect would a verdict or settlement that looks like this have on Ripple? And perhaps more importantly, what effect would it have on XRP, its value and its usage? And I'm very sorry, but I am not qualified to answer that question. I know I'm disappointing you, but I'm sure with someone with more knowledge of Ripple and the XRP community can jump in and answer that
We'll see.
question for me. So someone out there, lend me a hand. But it's not that bad a result, and if it's not that bad a result, why the drama? Why did the coin price just drop by over 50%? And finally, one more super interesting issue. Briefly, stay with me on this one. This is good. My understanding is that Ripple still holds almost 60% of the XRP coins that exist. If there is a settlement or verdict, there is a chance that Ripple will not be allowed to release the coins as they have been doing in the past. And it's actually within the court's power to order that they not be allowed to release the coins at all. So just a quick question for anyone with a better understanding of XRP and Ripple than myself. What would happen if at the end of this process, if Ripple survives in some form and XRP survives, but Ripple is not allowed to do anything with the billions of coins that it holds? What if the supplies that's out there right now will be all there ever is? What would happen to the price of XRP in that scenario? Now answer me that question in a way that I like, and I'll probably start buying XRP tomorrow.
But anyways, so that's basically, I already own XRP, so I'll just hold it because if the price goes up, who knows if the price is going to go up, but you know, will I buy more when it goes down? Possibly. If it goes down to cents, I might as well buy some more for a low price. I'll add to my bags, and I'll add to my loss if I lose, I guess. But you know, I have other investments. I'm invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I have a small amount of that, and Ethereum I have a small amount. But I have the same amount of money in XRP, so I got more coins. So I don't know if I need to sell half of them and invest in Bitcoin just in case, and Ethereum. But if Bitcoin goes down a lot and it crashes hard to $20,000, I'll lose all my value. And basically right now, XRP is basically 30 cents again. So y'all tell me if you're still holding or not down the bottom. Like my videos because you already know why. Y'all have a good day.